Hey everyone, Internet PCS book reader here. Today I want to talk about All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. Superman I think is one of the most underrated superheroes in modern time. In conversation, usually he is portrayed as a boring character that is too overpowered to create an interesting story, which is fair enough since most of his portrayal, even in the comics, are exactly that. And his portrayal in more mainstream medias like movies are even worse because they're trying to portray him as most tasteless as his space Jesus, which is such a misread on his character. A guy who have none of the weaknesses and the insecurities that regular as human like Lex Luthor have, and the confidence that follows having none of those insecurities but still humble enough to listen to input from others that he knew are better than him. He chose to be a good person solely because the two person who raised him on Earth raised him to be a good person. There is a reason why Batman, who infamously trusted nobody, considered Clark Kent as a true friend. And All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley is one of the best portrayal of this often overlooked quality on Superman. But first, just in case you don't know who Superman is, he's an alien named Kal-El born in a planet named Krypton, and before the planet exploded, his parents sent him on an escape pod. An escape pod that just happens to head into Earth's direction and landed near a kindly orb farmers who have been unable to conceive a child despite wanting them for so long, and they adopted him, naming him Clark Kent. The baby eventually realized that on Earth he had superhuman strength, basically invincible, and can fly. He took a cape costume like many of DC comic superheroes and goes by the name Superman. In this comic, because of another plan by his arch nemesis, the very insecure billionaire Elon Lex Luthor, Lex tries some greedy politician that he can help them gain more power by sending a team to the sun. A team that later is trapped inside the sun because of Lex's inevitable betrayal. So Superman headed to the sun to help them. He managed to stop Lex Luthor as per usual and Lex goes back to prison. And because of direct contact with the sun radiation, which I'm not even going to ask the physics of it all, Superman got an upgrade in power as per usual with his close encounter with the yellow sun. His super strength got even stronger, he got super intellectual, and he even became immune to kryptonite. But another thing that he also got is apoptosis. Yes, cell death. Like how a certain Superman-inspired Japanese character got a heart condition and the clock is ticking on him because of this illness. Now I know this is comic and that almost never lasts because comic execs are filled with greedy bastards who can let a good story say as a good story. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because the Superman series deals with the implication of Superman, the guy who is basically immortal, deals with his mortality. The people who he saved who caused his death are now researching ways to either save him or replace him, but for Superman there are things that he needs to prioritize first if he is to die. First is of course Lois Lane. It is her birthday and so he decided to share his secret with her. He shared his identity as Superman with her, gave her a ride to his home, show off the key to his home, share a secret that no one in the world knows beside her, but there must be a catch on why he is sharing this now which Lois can sense, but he won't share with her the fact that he is dying. In a sense, it's the denial stage. Lois, who turns paranoid because of the effect of one of Superman's invention, thought that Superman has turned evil and blasted him with a kryptonite gun, which he fortunately has become immune now. He's been keeping her from certain rooms because he has been prepared some birthday gifts for her, a Superman or Superwoman costume I guess for her, and also a liquid form of his power that he just made to turn her into basically him for a day. They were going to have a day of fun, but unfortunately his plan for her birthday was ruined by Samson and Atlas who just happened to be there taking care of monsters that are attacking Metropolis City, and worse, they started flirting with Lois and challenging Superman for a competition for a date with her, which Lois thinks is a good idea since she knew that Superman will win anything they come up with anyway. It was at this moment that the time traveler Samson also gave him a newspaper from the future about his death and how Superman will perform 12 feats before his death. The first is answer the impossible question which just happened to come from the Ultra Spin that came after Samson and Atlas but got Lois instead. Superman answered the question, then got goaded by Samson and Atlas into teaching them a lesson in strength. And then he ended this date with Lois by taking her to the moon before he sent her off to her apartment, still not yet telling her about him dying. The next day, his friend Jimmy Olsen almost got smooshed into Atom due to an accident, so he used the watch Superman gave him to call him. Superman went from a meeting at Daily Planet to helping Jimmy, but while helping Jimmy, he got too close to a new type of kryptonite, a black one, and it turned off his conscience, turning him into some juvenile Superman. Olsen, with the help of others, managed to turn himself to Doomsday and basically scared this version of Superman to submission until he turned back to himself again. In this chapter, we basically see a version of a Superman if he is an insecure person who needed the world to recognize his strength by belittling them. You know, those people who spend too much time on social media. But thankfully, the effect of kryptonite didn't last long and Jimmy managed to minimize the damage that Superman can do before it got much worse. The next day, he went as Clark Kent to interview Lex Luthor, the insecure little weasel who cannot fathom that he is in the wrong and blame everyone else beside himself. In this case, Superman. The usual Clark Kent saving people while hiding his identity hijinks ensue, which leads to him and Lex helping him escape from prison with a message to Superman. Lex knows that he's dying, he's planned for this, and that's why he paid him to go into the sun. Realizing that there is a world where Superman won't be there to stop Lex Luthor, we go into the past back to when Jonathan Kent is still alive. Back to Smallville where Clark Kent is still dating Lana and when he was still insecure about his future, thinking of maybe just becoming a farmer so he can stay with his family. When the Superman Guild came to take care of a monster, Clark wanted to prove to them that he can take care of himself, that he don't need them. So he forced himself to join the fight despite them telling him not to get involved. And while he was busy trying to prove to other people and to himself that he can take care of himself, Jonathan Kent died of a heart attack. We are at this moment not just to see Clark Kent at his weakest moment as a person, but because one of the Supermen who came with the guild was his dying future self. He wanted for the opportunity to say goodbye to Jonathan Kent, which he never had because of his mistake in the past. He went back in his own time, just in time for the planet Eater Bizarro to attack Earth, copying everyone on Earth while turning them into other Bizarros. One of them even copied Superman. Superman tried to push the planet away from Earth because it's not only causing the Bizarro plague, but also the ocean in Earth. But in Bizarro planet, the sun turns red causing Superman to lose his power, and while being powerless there, he met Zibaro. Bizarro is a talkless creature whose only focus is to spread, but Zibaro is an aberration among the Bizarro, a Bizarro with a working mind, causing him to be alone for being so unique and different compared to everyone on Bizarro planet. You know, like Clark Kent on Earth. But Superman doesn't see Zibaro as an aberration, instead an evolution, proof that the Bizarro are getting smarter, and Zibaro is proof of that. They built a rocket and with that they launched Superman away, but the Bizarro planet has gone under while the rocket was being built, so Superman was gone for 2 months, and when he got back, in his absence, 2 Kryptonite has come to Earth replacing him. But they're not Clark Kent who is raised by Jonathan and Martha. These are people who once know that they're superior than the rest of humanity, wanted to make Earth into another Krypton, trying to replace humanity. They fought Superman despite him not fighting back and was somehow ashamed when they later see him in Daily Planet being the fat and clumsy Clark Kent, but they realized that when they were in space, they were contaminated with kryptonite that is slowly killing them. Superman, who have grown immune to them due to the sun direct exposure, offered his help despite everything because that's how he was raised. Eventually, he needed to prepare his last will and testament, prepare the board for a world without Superman. Save Lois, have to talk with her, save a child from taking her own life, came to Luthor to ask for the humanity in him because he's Superman, then prepare for the last Superman article for Lois Lane. But before his death, Lex did his final hurrah. He took a serum that gave him Superman power for 24 hours, break out of prison, then he summoned the Tyrant Sun that Superman confronted with his new suit. And they fought until with his new allies, Superman wins against Solaris. But with that fight, Superman burned his last life. He came back to the Daily Planet and died there. And now Lex Luthor with the power of Superman comes so everyone can praise him for being the strongest and smartest man on Earth. But this is DC comic after all, so as predictable as ever, Superman is not actually dead. He is now in a state where his body is changing due to direct contact with the core of the sun. He had a conversation with Jor-El while he's unconscious. Whether he's talking to the dead or just his subconscious hallucinating, it doesn't really matter. He had a chance to talk with him before returning back. He fought with Lex, who at that point was stronger than him and managed to delay long enough until Lex's 24-hour Superman power is gone. But due to Solaris' action before Superman defeated him, the sun has turned poisonous, so Superman had to leave in order to support the sun. And that's the end of Superman All-Star. There was a tease that there's a Project Superman 2 with the S in Superman logo turning into 2, but it didn't turn into anything, and I think shouldn't turn into anything. We rarely had a good one of DC comic after all that is not forced to have continuation that turns ugly and then need to be reset. This is the comic that I think managed to highlight the best of Superman character writing. Yes, looking just at the surface level, he's a goody two-shoes to a fault, but you can see from the comic how much it took for that goodness to be there. It's just that Superman made it look easy. Things could have gone slightly wrong and he wouldn't be the goody two-shoes that is Superman. Maybe she landed in a different spot on Earth and could have turned into a disaster for Earth. And I think it's a great story to read in today's internet culture, where there's a lot of people arguing if someone is actually good or not on the internet instead of being good. It's the kind of story that can ground us and remind us that sometimes good people are just good people because they choose to be good for one reason or another. It's still got some cliche here and there in the writing and the usual plot convenience that makes Clark Kent can still keep his job and identity, but I enjoy it for what it is. I give this a 3.5. What do you think? Let me know if I missed anything, so leave your thoughts in the comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's about it. See ya.